Good morning, students. Welcome back to my channel. So this is my 19th lecture on electrostatic, and in this lecture we are going to study work done on an electric dipole. Now see, what does this mean? First of all, try to remember what does electric dipole means. If you remember, we have studied two charges of equal magnitude, that is plus q and minus q, and the distance between them is somewhat 2a. So this will become a dipole. This is an electric dipole, and I have placed this dipole in an uniform electric field. So this is a uniform electric field such that the dipole is making an angle theta with this field. Now if you remember, we have calculated the torque on this dipole. So what is the expression for the torque? Torque acting on the dipole, that is tau equals to Pe sine theta. I'm not solving this derivation right now because I have already discussed of this torque. So just go to my previous lecture in which we have discussed the torque acting on the dipole. Now up to here we know. Now what we are going to do, we are going to rotate this dipole. Now suppose I just make a small rotation in this dipole, and suppose I rotate it by an angle, small angle d theta. I just rotated the dipole with a small angle d theta. So for this rotation I have to do a small amount of work. So the small work done in rotating the dipole, that is dw, and your work done equals to tau times of d theta. So substituting the value of torque, that is Pe sine theta d theta. So this is a small work done. So for total work done, integrating the equation from theta 1 to theta 2. Now these are the limits of my integration. Up to where I am rotating the dipole from angle theta 1 to theta 2. So integration of dw, integration of Pe sine theta d theta, limit is from theta 1 to theta 2. So if you remember, it will become w. P and E will move outside, so it will remain only integration of sine theta d theta. So W is your Pe, integration of sine theta. Here the integration of sine theta is minus of cos theta, limit is theta 1 to theta 2. So just you have to do substitute the values of this upper limit minus lower limit. So your upper limit is theta 2, so minus of cos theta 2, and here comes minus, and it is already minus, so minus and minus plus cos theta 1. So on rearranging, you can also write W equals to Pe cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. So this is the work done on a dipole, or this amount of work done, it is only equal to potential energy stored in a dipole. So you can also replace this work done as the energy, potential energy, that is Pe cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. So this derivation can be asked in both manner, either work done on dipole or potential energy stored in a dipole. Theta 1 and theta 2 are the angle from where you are rotating it. So let's move forward. There are some cases in this. Now just take a condition. Initially, if theta 1 is 90, means my first angle is 90 and theta 2 is theta, just any angle. So in this case, your work done, W equals to Pe cos 90 minus of cos theta. So cos 90 is 0, so your work done will be minus of Pe cos theta. So you can calculate work done, or you can also say the energy stored is minus PE cos theta. So there are three things related from this formula. First condition, if dipole is placed parallel, now see, suppose this is my dipole and this dipole is placed parallel in the field. So if dipole is placed parallel in the field, we know that the angle theta will be 0. So in that case our energy will be minus PE cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. So your energy U equals to minus PE. So here the energy is in negative. So this is termed as, this configuration, basically this configuration is termed as stable equilibrium. You have to remember this. Many times the question has been asked, the dipole is placed in stable equilibrium. So stable equilibrium means your theta is 0 degree because it is placed parallel. Second case, when the dipole is placed perpendicular. Now what happened when the dipole is placed perpendicular? So suppose this is our dipole. And this is uniform electric field. So here theta is 90. So when theta 90, your energy is minus PE cos 90. Cos 90 is 0. So energy is 0. Such configuration is termed as neutral equilibrium. And in third case, when dipole is placed anti-parallel, means just opposite to the direction of electric field. This time here it is negative and this is positive. So dipole moment is from negative to positive and electric field is in this direction. So here your theta will become 180. So your energy U equals to minus PE cos 180. Cos 180 itself, it is minus of 1. So minus and minus, your energy is positive of PE. Now positive energy means it is unstable equilibrium. So just remember the three states of equilibrium which is very important to us: stable equilibrium, neutral equilibrium, unstable equilibrium. So in questions their name has been used stable to unstable or unstable to stable. So you just remember the angle. For stable, theta is always 0. For neutral, theta is 90. And for unstable, your theta is 180. Now let me just solve the question based on this. Look at this question. A dipole. Dipole of dipole moment P, and this is placed in an electric field E. So this is the dipole moment, this is the electric field. Now what I am doing, I am rotating the dipole from stable equilibrium to unstable equilibrium. What was the initial condition? Initially it was stable. So just remember, whenever the dipole is stable, so see here, if the dipole is stable, that means theta is 0, and it is rotated up to unstable means theta is 180. So I am changing the angle from 0 degree to 180 and I have to find work done. So just remember, total work done is PE. Now both angles are given. So PE cos theta 1 minus of cos theta 2. So P is P and electric field also is theta 1 stable, that is 0 degree, minus theta 2 unstable, that is 180 degree. Cos 0 1, cos 180 is minus 1, so minus and minus plus 1. So your final work done is 2 times of PE. This is the total work done. So let's move to the next topic. Potential energy of a system of charges. See, previous topic was the potential energy stored in a dipole. At that time we were talking the energy stored in a particularly dipole. Now I am talking the energy stored in a system of charges. So there may be the two system of charge, 3, 4, 5. So let's begin with the two system of charges. So our first part is for two charges. So let's consider this is our first charge, capital Q, and at a distance of r, there is a point P. At this point I have to place another charge. This another charge is right now placed at infinity. Now to place this charge here, if I know the potential at the point P with that, because of this charge Q, so electric potential at point P. So the electric potential at point P is K Q by R. In our last lecture we have seen electric potential due to a charge. Now because of this charge capital Q, at this point potential is KQ by R. So work done. If we know, work done can also be given as charge into potential. So I have to bring the charge Q naught. I have to bring this charge Q naught at this point. So charge is Q naught, and what is the potential of this point is KQ by R. So the work done for the two charges, that is K, first charge, second charge upon distance. This is the work done. The work done in order to bring the two charges at a distance of R. So this amount of work done, it is only equal to the potential energy stored in the system, that is K Q naught by R. Amount of work done is equal to the potential energy stored in the system. So this is the expression for the energy or work done for the two charges. In similar manner, we can just take an example of three charges system. Suppose this time I talk about for three charges. Now let the three charges represented like this manner in a triangular form. Charge Q1, charge Q2, and this is charge Q3. The distance between these two is R12, distance between this is R23, and distance between this is R13. So how to find the total work done? I have to find the total work done in this system, or the total energy stored in the system, or the amount of energy required to split these charges. The amount of energy required to build the system or the amount of energy required to split the system, they are equal. So see, we take one charges at a time. Now try to remember, in this system all three charges are not present at the same time. At first we have to enter any one charge. So work done by charge Q1, that is W1. First work done will be always 0. Remember, for any given system of charges, work done by the first charge of the system will be 0, because this charge have no repulsion or attraction by any other charge. In a room, suppose it is an empty room, and in empty room this is the first charge which is going to enter, so there will be no work done by this charge. Now when the second charge enter, so work done by charge Q2, that is W2. Now when the time comes for the second, already there is Q1, so this second charge has to do some work with respect to Q1, so they too will do the work. So work done for the two charges, as we know by this formula, work done for the two charges, K, first charge, second charge upon distance between them. Now it's the time for third charge. So work done by charge Q3. Now this is my charge Q3. Now this charge has to do the work against Q1 also and against Q2. So it will perform two times, work done against Q1 and work done against Q2. So work done by charge Q3, that is W3, equals to K times of Q1 Q3 upon R13 plus K times of Q2 Q3 upon R23. So this is the three different work done First work done 0, second work done was this, and third work done is this. So the total work done, or we can say the total energy stored in the system. So your total work done will be W1 plus W2 plus W3. So it is 0. It is K times of Q1 Q2 by R12 plus K times of Q1 Q3 by R13 plus K times of Q2 Q3 upon R23. Remember, the amount of work done is also equal to the energy stored in the system, that is capital U, potential energy. So you just calculate the work done and add all this work done. This work done will be equal to total energy stored in the system. So this is just for the 2 charge system, and this is for a 3. In similar manner, it can be given for the 4 or 5 system of charges also. So let's move to the next topic. Potential energy in an external field. Again, I am talking about potential energy. This is the third time I am talking about this in this lecture. See, in this lecture, we are only discussing with the potential energy. First of all, we discussed with the potential energy on a dipole. This was the first topic. We discussed the potential energy on a dipole, and we came to know that potential energy was Pe cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. This was the first. Then after we discussed the potential energy for system of charges. It may be 2 or 3. So that time we came to know that K, first charge, second charge upon distance. Now I am talking about the potential energy in an external field only. So what does it mean basically? Now suppose, let me draw a diagram. This is an external field. Suppose this is an electric field E, and we know that in this electric field there will be electric potential also. Now suppose these are the 2 points, first point and second point. Now what I have to do, I have to bring a charge. Suppose this is charge Q1, which is placed at infinity, and this is another charge Q2, it is also placed at infinity. So I have to bring this charge Q1 from infinity to this point, and this charge Q2 from infinity to this point. I am bringing these 2 charge at this point. So I have to do some work done. So work done by charge Q1. So work done, as we know, work done is charge into potential. So what will be the potential? Because of this electric field, let the potential is V. So Q1 times of V. This is the work done to bring this charge Q1. Similarly, work done by charge Q2, that is W2, this is W1, that is Q2 into V. This is the work done by first charge, this is the work done by second charge. These 2 work done are to be done because of this field E. If there is no external field, then no work is required to be done here. But because of this field, some work is done by the charge Q1 and work is done by the charge Q2. Now suppose these 2 charges are kept at a distance of R. If R is the distance between them, and these are the 2 charges Q1 and Q2, then again these 2 will apply the work on each other. So the work done between the charges, so this work done will be K times of first charge, second charge upon distance. Now see how many work done are there. This is work done by the first charge to enter the field, work done by the second charge, and work done by both the charges interacting with each other. So total work done or net work done will be equals to Q1 times of V plus Q2 times of V plus K times of Q1 Q2 by R. So before solving any numerical, just read the question carefully. If external field is given or not. If the external field is given, then this 2 term will come. If there is no external field, just like the previous case, then we simply use this formula. So So just read the question very carefully. So this topic was up to here. I'm just writing few points which will be very much helpful for you in your numericals. So see, we just know potential. Potential is simply defined as work upon charge. So from this formula, many time I have to use what is the work. So work is charge into potential, or you can say potential difference also. Now suppose this is a plate and I applied some voltage V on this plate. A charge is placed here. Initially this charge is at rest. Initially the charge is at rest. As soon as I apply some voltage, suppose this is positive plate and this is negative plate. So because of this voltage, this charge accelerates towards its opposite terminal. Now when it will accelerate means it will do some work. This work done in this charge, it will be in the form of kinetic energy. The work done by this charge will be in the form of kinetic energy, and we know that kinetic energy is given as half m velocity square equals to q naught times of potential V. So by this expression we can easily find the velocity of this charged particle. So in many questions you will came to know how to find the velocity. So just remember, your amount of work done is also equivalent to the kinetic energy also. So by this formula you can just find the velocity or potential whatever is required. So on ending today's lecture, I hope this topic will be clear to you. You just download all these notes from the link given in the description box, and for all the recent updates you can just follow me on Telegram also. So just try to make the notes, it will be helpful for you. Thank you.